Hello and welcome back. So here we're looking at the edit and then delete. So let's see if we can edit one of these. So if I click on pink, here we have the pink record. Quite all right. So let's come back to our controller and let's go to edit customer. No, actually it's update customer, because edit is the page we're viewing now where we just read the result. Now, as you can see here, reading a single result here is equivalent to using this one right there. So let's see if we can get it to work the same. So I'm going to copy that, come to edit customer here. So in this case we're using data, so I'm going to mute this and that and put our thing here and say data is equal to, and then we do that. So find and then we'll use that ID, whatever the ID is at the time. So if I refresh the page and there are no errors, then it's working as well. So same thing, cannot use object as a class, as an array. So what I need to do in this case, if I do use that, I would have to go to, where is this? Add customer, edit customer. There we go. So right here, the only thing I need to replace is the array format into the object format. So I'm going to copy that, or instances of that, replace with arrow, and then come back and copy all instances of this and remove. So now that I refresh, it's going to work exactly the same. So there we go, there we go, there we go. So remember that when we are using this format, we don't need the model anymore. We could as well just remove this and delete the model file. Things will still work. Okay, so we can read now. Let's go to the update here. So the same thing we did there, if data, with this data request find, okay, good. So here what we will do is copy that, because we want to use query builder still, and come down here, paste that, and I will remove these guys and just say customers find ID. So I'll use that here. Okay, so if I did find it, alrighty then. So if I did find it here, actually when we use query builder, this is all not necessary at all. So what I will do is, let me move this down here instead. And then I will simply mute all of this, like so. Hopefully this muted code is not causing confusion. The only thing we're doing here is we are validating the data as normal, but then instead of evoking the model here, we want to use query builder. So we won't really need this here because we're not getting any result. We just want to update. So in order to update, I have to put a where clause. So I'm just going to say where like this, because I need to tell it where to update. So say where ID like this, because we are using the ID in this case as an identifier. Oh, not that, put a comma. So where ID is equal to whatever the ID is here, but then here at the end you say update, like so. And as usual, we will put an array, a new array there, like so. And let's copy all this into there. but then we will remove this, replace that with a inverted comma like this, and then go to where the equal sign point like that, like this. Then replace all the semicolons with a comma and remove the last one like that. So this is just an array we're creating here, an associative array. We just don't want to create it outside here, we're just doing it in here. So this should work as well. So let's see if it actually does work. So let's put a 2 here and let's hit save. Okay, so as you can see, it has actually worked because we have a 2 over there, and yeah, things have been updated. Now let's look at the delete in here so that we can be able to delete. So let me go back, and just as usual with the query builder. Now keep in mind that query builder is very complex. You can do quite a number of things, so please do go to the docs here and check things out. At least this gives you an idea of the basics, so that you have somewhere to start from. So let's go to the delete now and delete customer ID. So the delete is quite similar to this. So let me copy that up to here. So what I will do is, this is much simpler. So I'm just going to mute all this because we don't need to read from here at all, even that. What I will do is this db table customer where, and then at the end, instead of update, I'll say delete. It's that simple. So query builder done. Looks less bulky than this, right? So let's go back here. Let's give it a try. So ping to delete. Okay, so undefined variable request. Well, that's my bad because I needed to assign ID here because this does not really exist. So ID. It's from the other thing that I copied, of course. So let's go back and do it in style again. So click, it's gone. That's how you delete stuff from here. Now I did mention earlier that there are 3 ways to run queries here. Now when for example you have a statement that doesn't require a result, because when you're doing a select like this, when you're using a select like that, a select statement, you expect some result. When you say select all from customers, for example, you are actually expecting a result. Now if you're running a query like delete from customers, you're not expecting a result here because you're just deleting. Same thing as update, delete, update, you're not expecting any result. The only time you expect a result is during the select. So if there are times when you don't expect a result, you can use the statement here. So for example, let me copy this. Hopefully this will work because I hardly ever use this. So you can say statement like this, and then you actually put in a statement in there, a query, like so. Oops. So you can say delete from customers where ID is equal to ID. And then here we can give the array, because we still want to use prepared statements, of course. We don't want to risk it, so you can do that. So we're just running a normal query here, but we're providing an array to replace these variables here because we have put a full colon as a placeholder and we want it replaced in there. So the placeholder name should be equal to this name here, the key in the array. Okay, so let's give it a shot and see if it actually works. Fingers crossed, because I'm not really sure about this one, and it has worked. Great, isn't that awesome? Now, if you don't want to use prepared statements like this, you can use the unprepared version like this, and you can remove all that and put actual ID here, like so. But obviously you need these quotes, the full quotes here, and something like this. Okay, so once you do this, be careful with user input, because you should never trust user input. So I wouldn't advise using this. It's just to show you that you can actually do it. Right, so hopefully you have learned something new in this, and I will see you in the next video.